Hi, my name is Amelia Hewitson and I'm the social media manager for Longboarder magazine and 10 Over Surf Shop. Banging, is that okay? I grew up in London, well North London, an area called Watford, and I grew up riding horses and yeah, pretty much the furthest you could be from the sea. I feel like I always had a good connection with the ocean because my parents are sailors. Yeah, we would always go into sailing events, which some are in lakes, some are in the ocean, but we were always in and out the water with that, so I always felt quite connected to the sea. But I just thought surfing looked really cool when I was younger, and I remember it was like, I had a photo of a wave in my room and I was like, I just always want to surf one day. And I went travelling and I saw people doing it when I was in Bali, and I was like, that looks really cool. So me and my friend tried, we like paddled out over a reef and it just went horribly wrong, but I was like, that was so exciting. And then when I came back from my travelling, I booked on a course down in Cornwall. It was with Surf Sisters and I bought a board at the end of that week. And I literally have surfed probably multiple times a week from then. Starting off on a mid-length and then I went up to longboarding from there. It was like August of 2019 I started, yeah, which is how many, like 4 years ago now? So at school I sort of did everything. I was in the netball team, I swam, but I was also, horses was my love my whole life. Yeah, I was riding like before and after school, and obviously at the weekends I was competing as well. So it definitely took up probably 90% of my time. I think there's a lot of technical parallels between surfing and horse riding. A lot of people laugh at me when I say that because they seem so different, which they are, but they're both like lifestyle sports. They take over your whole life. You have to be dedicated to the sport 100%. And there's also a huge element of observation in both sports. So with riding, it's all about looking at the horse, understanding what the horse is going to do, how it's moving, is it moving correctly, and also you get a knowledge of what it's going to do next, which I feel like is a really big parallel to surfing and reading a wave. It's not just like what the wave's doing in front of you, but it's understanding how the ocean moves, and like when you see a wave, it's anticipating what the wave's going to do next and understanding that not every wave is the same, and it could be one swell, but every set's going to break differently. And I feel like that observation has really helped me with surfing, and also being able to pick apart different longboarders, being like, why does that person nose ride so much better than this person, and being able to be like, oh, their feet are in this position, and being able to pick up on the really small things, which is huge in riding. Like, you're always looking for the tiny details to improve that 1%, especially as you start getting higher up, and I feel like that's really helped me as I've come into surfing. So at Smooth Movers I came second overall, which was a very nice surprise. So I qualified for Mexi Logfest because I came second, so top 3 got to go, which is really exciting. I can't wait. I mean, I'm just going to go there for the experience and just try and have fun, and in my heat, if I get anyone, that's just like an absolute bonus. But getting to surf in Mexico, I've never been to Mexico, so getting to go there in the first place is going to be really exciting.
Amelia's improvement has been literally nothing I've ever seen. Like when I first met her at uni, she could barely surf. She was real nervous in the water, but I could just tell she had that natural sort of style to her. She just looked natural on the board. And then obviously she was coming surfing with me and the boys for the whole first time at uni. We were taking her out and everything. So like even if it was like 8-foot shore dumping, like heavy, like we were just taking her out and she was just getting slammed some surfs. Like I remember there was a few surfs we were literally looking back at her, we were like, probably shouldn't have encouraged her to come out in this, but I feel like that almost like helped her get to the standard she is now. It's just like the fact she was so keen to get out in everything, no matter what the conditions. She was just always frothing to surf, and like there were some days I'd look at the waves and be like, I don't want to surf in that. She'd be like, no Jack, come on, let's go. So it's almost like worked the other way. She's helped me improve my surfing as well because of how keen she is. 4 years later she's invited to Mexi Log Fest, so it's pretty mad to see how much she's come along really.
Surfing with Jack is really fun. We do try and surf as much as we can together. I think sometimes we treat each other as our coaches, which sometimes can get a bit like, you know, I'll catch him and be like, how was that? Like, what did my nose ride look like? And he'll do the same for me. And I think after a while we're like, we just want to surf. But then other times it's like really good fun. And yeah, we definitely got through like different stages with our surfing, because at the beginning it was a lot of him helping me out, and then once I sort of got my head around surfing a bit, I was like pointing out what was different between him and like longboarders who are better than him, and that helped him improve a lot as well. And now it's like quite 50-50 and we help each other out, but we do have to sometimes say like, right, we're not like coaching in this surf, or like don't ask me questions, like we're just having a good surf in this session. But we do have a lot of fun and we do try and surf together. Like, it's very rare that we're not. I definitely see myself being a competitive surfer. I didn't when I first started, I just started for fun, but I think I'm like a really competitive person. It doesn't matter what it is, I just want to like be the best, not to like beat other people, I just for myself like just want to be the best I can be, and like I'm very competitive, I think mainly with myself, just because I want to do a good job of like whatever I'm doing. And with riding I definitely was always looking, you know, to be the best and get the best out of me and my horse. And yeah, I was definitely missing that, because there was a period where I stopped riding between like riding and surfing, and then when I came into surfing and Jack, my boyfriend, was going to competitions, I was like, well, I might as well enter. I'm rubbish, but someone's got to come last. And then there's nothing like the humiliation of a surf comp where you come in last and you've got to walk up the beach and they say your name in 4th place to make you look at what you're doing and get better. So yeah, I definitely think competing has also helped me improve quite a lot, because you've got to look at everything when you're competing, and you just get to compete, like be in the water with people who are way better than you, which is not something you get to do every day. When I'm surfing, I don't really beat myself up when I'm free surfing, but in a comp, I definitely do, and that's something I need to work on. Is like, you know, if you fall, I'm like, oh, I've only got 20 minutes. So if I'm on a wave and it goes wrong, I'm like, oh, I know I can land that. I try not to worry about what other people are doing, but when you do see someone take off on a really good wave, I'm like on my board, like, don't look at what they've done, just focus on the next set wave, because if I see someone land something really good, I'm like, oh, I know I can do that, and like I've got to land that now. Whereas if you don't look and you don't watch, it's much easier to just stay like in your zone. And that's definitely when I surf my best, is when I'm surfing like I'm in a free surf. So that's how I do try and approach all my heats, but it doesn't always work out. Yeah, I got a couple nice ones. You mainly left because of the wind, like really blowing into the rights. And yeah, I got one really nice right at the end. So hopefully I'll have made it through the heat. I made it through my heat, so that's pretty good news. So we're surfing again later, and yeah, try and get through to the final. See what happens in the next heat. plan, so we'll see. Got a few waves, but they're all quite lumpy. I didn't really get any nose rides, so we'll just have to wait and see. It was so bumpy, like on the left, I was just like jumping down them, so I don't know. But some of the other girls got some nice ones, so we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think I got through that. Fingers crossed.
Lacking a bit of control.
Yeah, it did feel like
you were
that.
too far up and then you're kind of like a bit over.
Yeah, I was like, I'd be like here, like not able to get. I was like, I can't do another step now.
Could you just like crossed over to the space?
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, we may as well. You may as well try it. You've got nothing to lose.
I didn't think of that one. I got that one left though, where I did like cross step, cut back, and then came back round. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but that was a nice turn. I was just waiting to see what they're scoring. You were the only other person to make it from the nose though. So.
Oh, yeah, we'll wait and see. Oh, at least it's sunny.
Yeah.
Stay on that board. Oh, that was a good nose ride. You finished the heat off.
It's not finished.
That was the hooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was finished.
I know. I stopped filming now. You better do that. So my heat, I ended up coming fourth, unfortunately. So I got knocked out. Didn't have the best surf. I just couldn't find good waves out there. Some of the other girls had a really great wave selection, and I was just struggling to find the nice ones. And I definitely wasn't surfing at my best at all. So that was a bit of a shame. But we'll definitely try again next time. But I'm a bit disappointed at the outcome. I feel like because I haven't grown up around the sea, I've definitely had to work a lot harder, but that's mainly because I started at 19, but a lot of people start when they're a lot younger, and obviously they've got like the competition experience from competing in like Grom clubs and stuff. Like, I'd have loved to have done board riders. I always see them training, I'm like, I wish I could join in, like, that looks so fun. And to be that age and to have that level of coaching, like that would be so helpful. I feel like especially on the competition side, the first few comps I felt at a complete loss of like how to surf a heat, which everyone goes through, and people, I guess a lot of people still feel that later on in life, but I was just like, I don't understand this sport at all. How is it subjectively judged? Everything else I've done has like not really been. I think there's been a lot of different factors that's contributed for me heading to Mexilog Fest. Definitely one is just like my obsession, a bit of fixation on surfing when I started. To get good at anything, you have to be obsessed with it, because you have to spend a lot of time doing it, and if you don't love it, then you're never going to get anywhere, are you? So also to not be put off, because there was a lot of like really scary days and like, you know, sessions where you don't catch any waves. That's so frustrating. I mean, like obviously even now, like last weekend I had 2 horrendous surfs. I think I got like 1 wave and hit the rocks on the other one. So it was, you know, you've got to be able to go back after having really bad sessions and get back in the water. And if you didn't love it or you weren't like obsessed with it, then you wouldn't, I guess, go back again and again.